All right, guys. Hello once again. This is Dexter from DexterPaglinawan.com and NextLevelpreneur.com, where your online life is easier and better. And today I've got a very, very special guest for you in this show, and his name is Phil Blackwell. And the reason I got him on our show right now is, guys, I love things in the internet that involves, not much of work, but entails you to create a real business. And the reason I'm telling you this is, as you know, guys, I came from a country where a salary monthly would run around 200 to $250, and that's really, really small if you convert it to the spending in other countries. And putting this situation, I was challenged in a way that how do I create a business without spending too much, without spending too much of my time, my resources, and not leaving my job, but at the same time, you know, have something to start with that will earn me thousands of dollars. And gladly, I found Phil's product through my friend Stephen Gilbert's help. And yeah, he connected me to Phil, and here we are. Phil, good morning or good evening, wherever you are. It's morning here in the Philippines. And yeah, can you tell a little bit something about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I'll be glad to, man. I started trying to make money on the internet 15 years ago or so, just flipping products to eBay and Amazon and all that stuff. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my background because I have kind of a challenging story. You mentioned, trying to start a business while working a job. Well, I personally had some really serious health problems. I was a touring musician and I was playing music a lot, and I went on several tours with different bands. And I hurt my back pretty bad. I was in the hospital for a few days, and it turns out that I had a disease that I wasn't aware of. And so the job that I was working at the time it involved carrying camera equipment, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't even move the equipment. So I had to move home with my parents, and I was trying to make ends meet. I was trying to pay medical bills, and I got into a lot of debt because I kept buying investing products and internet marketing products and real estate, just trying to learn how to make money, man. I was just getting in more and more debt, thinking I was like taking out my own personal student loans. Um, and eventually I hit on something. I hit on exactly the things that I teach in this course. But I found something that was just I found a little bit different way of doing it than most people. When I saw what they were doing and they showed me, I thought, man, that they're doing way more work than I am, and we're getting about the same results as far as money goes. And so I decided to systemize it and turn it into a product and teach other people about it.
All right, so you mentioned about this course, and yeah, it's called Flipside Profits, am I correct? And
Flipside profits.
yeah, that's a really, really cool name. So you're flipping on the side and raking in big profits. All right, this is launching May 12th, 9 a.m. EST. And Phil, what's the general or basic promise of this product?
Well, it's really about, there's a few different ways you can go about this. I did this full time for several years, and you basically do some research and you find super targeted locations and niches, and you buy a domain, you build a website on it, and it typically ranks within Google like in a week or two. And I'm not talking about doing a bunch of SEO and PPC and stuff. It's just the way I target it. It just works out the way Google indexes the site, and you end up being able to flip it. And not only that, you don't really exactly have to rank a site to flip it. We have some strategies where you can attract buyers other ways and sell them websites. Um, Basically, I did this full time up until about 2015. Now I just do it as another stream of income because I'm kind of ADD, so I have my hands in a lot of different things. So I love this strategy because I just pull it out whenever the opportunity arises. Most recent one was about 2 months ago. But I have a business partner that we work on projects together, marketing projects, and she does this completely full time. Her agency has been built to over $1 million. So she continued building her agency, and I just sort of did it as a side project. So basically, I got her to come in and do some modules too, because she has these really brilliant ways of getting buyers. And so when you look at the sales page, you'll see some of the proof that's mine, and then you'll see some of the proof that's hers. Hers are the $10,000 checks. Mine are the
Wow.
$2,000 checks.
Wow.
uh, but I mean the biggest check that I ever made was 8,200, and I walked out of that place with an $8,000 check, and that was I wish I had taken a picture of it. It was pretty awesome, but uh, with this strategy, the amount of work that it takes, I'll take 1,000. I'll take a $500 check. I don't care because it's just one of those things that once you know how to do it, and we teach you how to get started in the course and how to build the sites and everything. I mean, I've been doing about the same thing for 8 years. Things change a little bit, but it's not like Facebook traffic where it's changing every few weeks or whatever. It's a relatively stable business model to get into, and you don't have to learn all these backlinks and all this stuff. You can get into that. I did at one time. I was like, oh, I'm just going to scale this even bigger. And I signed somebody for $3,000 a month. And I found that it was way more trouble than it was worth. And so I'd scaled back down and just, you know, took it as a passive income type strategy. If that makes
Wow.
sense.
Well, so yeah, we're talking about thousands of dollars earnings here, and like you mentioned, you'd even take 500 for the small amount of work that's involved, which is really, really cool. So, Phil, I'm just a little bit worried that our audience, might be thinking, oh, do I need to know how to be a website ninja, or do I need to be an SEO expert? Um, who do you think would benefit most, or who is this course really, really gonna help out in your case?
Well, I personally think that anybody that's interested in internet marketing should be doing this, whether you get my course or not, because we're using WordPress to build these sites, and it's just a really good skill to have, and it's not that hard. And so I start from the ground up and show you how to do it. Now, the most recent case study that I did, I did not build the site at all.
Wow.
I have somebody that works for me, and I just said, hey, build this. And so you can take my checklist and give it to somebody if you don't want to do all the technical stuff, and they can just go through and install it for you if that's what you want to do. Um, so you don't have to get technical. When I started out, I told you I had a lot of health problems. I couldn't even sit at a computer for like 15 minutes at a time. I'm in a little bit better health now, but at the time I outsourced everything. And that's kind of cool for a little while, and then you realize you're not really in control of the situation. The people that are working for you are kind of doing whatever they want. So you got to be careful. You really need to understand the business that you're getting into. And once you do, it's easier to manage it. And
Mm-hmm.
you see what's going on, and you understand what's being done right. So there is work up front. If you don't know how to do this stuff and you're a total beginner, then yeah, you're gonna have to learn some stuff. That's just how it is with anything. I'm not saying this is going to be really, really easy if you're a total beginner, but it gets easier the more you study it. And for me, this was cool because it was the first time I made consistent, passive income on the internet, and it gave me the freedom to pursue things that I was even more interested in, like information products and webinars and all this other stuff. So it's a cool bridge to things, and then if you really like it, you can just scale up and do it full time if you want.
All
So
right. Yeah, so if I understand what you said there correctly, what I could relate to is, you could be someone who's like you, a musician, or me. I'm a licensed nurse and never really got into the tech stuff when I was in college or even in high school. But these things, like you said, WordPress, these things are easily learnable, guys. If you are listening to me, listening to Phil, if you have the guts and grit to study this maybe like a day or two or three, I tell you guys, this is something doable for anybody who could follow a video instruction. And like Phil said, he's laid out everything for you so you won't be lost, right? Phil, let's talk about what's included in your front end product. What do they get if they get this?
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna pull up my slides here so I can just follow. Just because it is packed. There's a lot in it, and I don't want to leave anything out. Um, so there's actually four different ways to make money in this course. The first one is called the Simple Mobile Flip. Now, this is one that requires no money up front. And you can basically prospect and find websites that are not mobile optimized. And then you use a free online tool that takes that website and turns it into a mobile mock-up and does all of this for you. You take it to the business owner or email it to them. I have these templates that you can send out, and you can basically flip this for $250 to $500.
Wow.
Uh, and so with the amount of work that it takes, sell it for whatever you can. If you've never made money online, you just need that sale. And I included that because it's a pretty easy thing to get into, and it doesn't require any money up front. The second one we've already talked about. I call it local SEO site flipping. You basically research some niches, locations for non-competitive areas with my criteria, and you install a simple WordPress site with certain plugins and just some tweaks on the website, and it ends up ranking. Even if you're not worried about it ranking, you still should use this method because let me just give you a quick example. Recently, I did a website for they're a plumbing contractor, I guess underground utilities contractor, and I needed a water line run. I live sort of out in the country, and I had leaks on my water line. The bill just kept going up, and it was costing me all this money. And I talked to this guy, and it was going to cost about $3,000 to fix it, to lay a new line. And I said, "Look, do you want a website?" Short version of the conversation. He said yes. So I got a $3,000 water line run, and I just told my employee to build this site, and it was done. So all he cared about was that if somebody looks his business name up on the internet, that his website shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a version of SEO that is very easy to rank for.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is trying to rank for his business name, but to him, it's like magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so you don't have to do all this crazy SEO to make money with this. Don't make it more complicated than it is. The next one is the third method you can make money with is called the freelancer model. Agency, some people call it arbitrage. This is basically where you use some different strategies to attract buyers and then provide just a front end service. You might design a header. You don't have to design anything, but you just might deliver a postcard layout or a header design, something like that. Whatever you want to do on the front end, and then on the back end, you sell them something bigger. And this is where my business partner that I told you about, this is where she comes in, because she's got several modules here where she shows you, even with Fiverr, how she's gotten these clients that ended up being worth $150,000 a year. And we're talking about these people started out just ordering an image.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really powerful thing that you can start out with, and this method really goes hand in hand with the other methods. They all complement each other. So, if there's something you don't really like to do, don't do it. Do the other. You know what I mean? And then the last method I include is really more of a bonus, It's the first way I made money online, and I only included it because to me it is the absolute easiest way, and that's to take something that you own and just sell it on eBay or Amazon. And I used to do this full time, not full time, but part time, making about $2,000 a month. Not just selling my stuff, but I would go around to retail stores and buy stuff. I'd buy stuff off eBay, turn around and sell it on eBay again and make a profit. There's a lot of things you can do, and these are all case studies. And just to prove, because I first started doing this in 2003, and now I just kind of do it to clean out my closet. I have too much stuff. But I wanted to make sure I had some recent case studies on this, so I started doing it a few weeks ago, and I made $2,000. I'm up to like 1,900, I think, most most recently. And to me, that's something anybody can do. Especially the main reason I included it is because if somebody has never made any money on the internet and maybe they feel a little bit desperate and they just need a way to make some money and just to sort of fund their internet business. Uh, to me, that's a good way to do it. So that's why I included that one.
Oh, that is really, really cool. Um, yeah, my kids are outside.
Is this
They're
your
back.
family?
Yeah, they're banging my door here. Um, yeah, speaking of, flipping on eBay and those kind of stuff, we are actually moving to another house, and the amount of stuff you wanna sell is just too much. I know you
Yeah.
feel. Do they need to spend on anything at all to maximize this, or yeah, like you mentioned, they can start without even spending anything?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's what I
The
like.
mobile flip requires no money up front. The eBay one requires no money up front. And then if you want to do the local module two or module three doesn't require any money. So really just the one that requires hosting. The second one, if you're going to build a site and rank it in Google, that kind of thing, then you'll need hosting for that. You'll need to buy a domain name and hosting. So, you might spend $10 for the domain name and web hosting. It changes, $5 a month for the cheapest. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's there's a lot of low resistance strategies in this.
very, very nice. So, Phil, again, this is launching May 12, 9 a.m. EST. Can you give us a little bit about an idea about the early bird pricing that you're gonna give?
Yeah, I believe we're doing $25. It may be $24 and some change. Um, yeah, so there's a few dollars off, and then it just goes up from there all day long. So if you want to save a few bucks, get in early.
Yeah, because this is gonna be sold for 37 normally outside launch, right? Right?
Maybe I don't
Or
really
even
want to sell it
higher.
that cheap. I don't
Yeah.
really want to sell it that cheap, but it just depends on what
Oh,
we
okay, okay,
decide.
okay. All right. So it may
We'll see.
even be higher than that. All right.
It might be 40 or 57.
All right.
I'm not
That's
sure.
that's pretty understandable considering for, let's say you get it at $50, I'd even buy it. Why? Because, a simple mobile flip could turn it around 5 times back immediately on the same day, I believe. Anyway, Phil,
Yeah.
I'm down to my last few questions. Let's talk about the upsells right now, because some of the people who are watching our show would like to study in advance what they should be preparing to buy or what. So upsells.
Sure, that's fine. So we have three different upsells. Normally I'm not comfortable with that, but I guess we're trying that with my partners. The first one is $67, and all right. Well, first of all, let me just say that none of these upsells are required to do any of this. The front end course is totally self-contained. But if you want some ways to make money a little bit faster, or you want some more assets, I have some advanced training that involves affiliate marketing. The $67 first one-time offer is one where you get themes that I've actually used and plugins, the graphics that I've used to sell websites, and also an additional package of. And this is one where you're going to actually get three websites built for you.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't have to do any of that work. You do the initial research and tell us the niche that you want, and grab a domain name, and we'll do the building for you. And then on three websites, and then we're gonna do some mastermind webinars on that. And there's a Facebook group on that one, so you can come in there and ask me questions. And the students that I've seen that had the most success were in my Facebook group, because once, if you can just talk to me about it, if you have any extra questions, I'll address it. I'll make new videos. I'll if there's anything people don't understand, I go in there, and it matters to me that people can understand and take action on the training that I make. I don't make things for people to not study. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so uh, the other the other thing in OTO two, I have to apologize. It's past my bedtime. I may not be thinking totally straight. Um, let's see, OTO two, uh, the webinars. So you'll get advanced training webinars on that one, and then OTO three are case studies. We're going to do three case studies in that one, and I will go into detail about several of the deals that I've done. There was one that I rented a website for $400 a month for several years, and then I ended up selling the same site for $5,000 to a new buyer. Because the way I teach it, you're not doing SEO for people. What you're doing is you're buying something that is yours. It is an asset. It's like owning real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can rent it and you can sell it. Or, the thing is about SEO that I never liked, and I tried it once, and it didn't work for me, because if you do all this work and you rank somebody's website, once it's ranking there, they'll just fire you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got what I wanted. You're fired. They don't really understand that it takes ongoing work. But if you can get down in these niches that are easy and to rank for, and you don't really have to do all that work, um, I don't know. I would always feel bad if I was just like charging for SEO and I wasn't actually doing SEO. So to me, it felt better to say, this is mine. You can rent it from me. You know what I mean? So that's what I teach, and those three case studies, I go into detail on those. And another one is a $750 a month case study, which had some front end sales on that, which was I think $2,000 each. And there's one more case study in that, so three. So I
Wow.
hope I did a good job of understand explaining all of that.
Yeah, I mean, those are beefy, beefy upsells. I mean, like, Mike Tyson heavyweight style, you know? So, yeah, I'm really, really excited
I
for
hope so.
people to get their hands on this course, simply because I could relate, the easiest way to make money online, um, going outside the stuff like affiliate marketing and product launching is basically doing this real world stuff like this, contacting other people in the real world and flipping things for very big earnings and profits with simple or very little work, which is really, really cool for internet marketers like us. That's the gift we receive, knowing these things, that we could, snap our finger and have an idea or a working business model that's gonna earn us hundreds, thousands of dollars. Anyway, Phil, I'd like to thank you very much for being on the show. Any final words of wisdom you'd like to give to our listeners or viewers?
Final words of wisdom. Well, thank you for having me on, Dexter. I guess I just want to say that, look, I know what it's like to, search for something that works. And, uh, I've seen people say things like, look, I need to buy something uh, that will have me making money, in 3 days without any work. I mean, I've actually gotten emails like that. So like somebody would say, "Will this work for me? I'm desperate. I need money in 3 days. I don't have any time to learn or work, do anything." And it's just like, sorry, that doesn't exist. So once you get past the hurdles of, yeah, you got to put some time in, yeah, you got to do some work, you can actually set up things that on the back end, it is passive income. You don't have to do any work to continue to make money. And those are the things that I like to work for and build. And so this is one of those things. And for me, it was a bridge. You know, I you can do this totally online if you want to. I know some people are nervous about going out and meeting people face to face. They won't hide behind their computer screens. But all internet marketing is there's two people in transaction. There's a seller and there's a buyer, no matter what kind of internet marketing you're doing. And so to me, this was a way for me to understand those concepts and become more comfortable with them. And it made doing everything else on internet marketing a lot easier. So hopefully people will give it a shot.
Awesome, awesome. There you have it, guys. This, it's been a really, really good session for me personally. I've learned a lot just by doing this interview with Phil. And I hope you guys found a little, at least a little value. For me, it is a big value just knowing this concepts exist gives so much excitement in my blood that, yeah, I really excited for the cards to open and people get this. So, yeah, again, guys, has been Dexter. I hope you take action. It's coming out again, May 12th, 9 a.m. EST. It's gonna be around $24 point something with a few change, and it's gonna rise there. I mean, it's gonna stick there for a few hours for the early bird. So I hope you get it before it goes the price rise so big. And yeah, that's it, guys. Have a great day. Peace and much love. Booyah. Thanks, Phil.
All right, thank you, Dexter.